Hello everyone, welcome to Dentospedia, a learning platform designed to simplify dentistry for the students preparing for various global dental board exams. And today I am going to give you a short lecture from endodontic module, that is the diseases of periradicular tissue. So let us see the chapter. Now these diseases of periradicular tissue, they are very important because all these the diseases of the pulp, they eventually affect these tissues. And the signs we clinically see like pain, swelling, tenderness, radiolucency all come from these tissues. Understanding these tissues help us to diagnose it correctly, interpret the radiographs correctly, and also evaluate the healing after root canal treatment. So then coming to sequelae of periradicular tissue, first is the from the normal pulp, an obnoxious stimuli comes and then it causes pulp inflammation, which is also known as pulpitis. Then this pulpitis becomes irreversible pulpitis, that is, it cannot go back to normal pulp. Then irreversible pulpitis may progress again to pulp necrosis, which is known as pulp death. So here the pulp death may happen. But when these pulpal diseases they go beyond the apex of the root of the tooth, then it may involve all the periradical tissues, which may cause periradicular diseases. So here the diseases may involve all the apex of the root, and we can see them in primary symptomatic apical periodontitis or asymptomatic apical periodontitis. In primary symptomatic apical periodontitis, it may progress to cellulitis or symptomatic acute apical abscess. So this acute apical abscess is also known as symptomatic abscess. While in asymptomatic apical abscess, they may go to asymptomatic apical abscess. This asymptomatic apical abscess may also known as chronic apical abscess. Then this asymptomatic apical periodontitis may become secondary symptomatic. So it may again become symptomatic. That's why it is known as secondary symptomatic apical periodontitis, which may also known as phoenix abscess. And then it may also become condensing osteitis. Later in advanced stages, this asymptomatic apical periodontitis may become radicular cyst. This radicular cyst of two types, apical true cyst or apical pocket cyst or base cyst. And we are going to study each and every part of the disease in detail. So coming first to symptomatic periradicular diseases, which include primary symptomatic apical periodontitis, secondary symptomatic apical periodontitis, which is also known as phoenix abscess, or symptomatic acute apical abscess. So these all are symptomatic. They all have pain tendency, so they have symptomatic. They are all symptomatic in nature. Coming first to primary symptomatic apical periodontitis. Here, the definition is it is a painful inflammation of the periodontium and it is caused by trauma. It is caused by trauma or irritation or infection via root canal, which is the most common infection via root canal. And here the classical sign is pain on biting and percussion is common. So pain on percussion is the classical sign for apical periodontitis. Very important. Causes may be vital tooth with occlusal trauma, maybe due to any high points on the tooth cusp, due to any foreign objects or due to any blow or fracture of the tooth. Non-vital tooth, diffusion of the bacteria or the toxins from the infected pulp. So from the infected all the necrotic pulp, they may diffuse into periradicular spaces and may cause these apical periodontitis. It may be iatrogenic, means may not be knowing. So it may be due to any over instrumentation. While the root canal treatment, it might have happened. The instrumentation may go beyond the apex, which may cause all the debris and the bacteria out of the apex, causing this primary symptomatic apical periodontitis. So it may happen due to over instrumentation or irrigant extrusion, overfilling or perforation. Coming to how can we do percussion. So how we do this percussion test? Percussion is carried out by gentle tapping with the gloved finger. We can see here In the picture, it can be done by gentle tapping with the gloved finger or by the blunt handle of the mouth mirror. We can see here in the diagram. Each tooth should be percussed on all the surface of the tooth until the patient is able to localize the tooth with the pain. So here on each tooth we do tapping of the this blunt end of the mouth mirror or with the gloved hand on each tooth to see the pain. And the degree of response to the percussion is directly proportional to the degree of inflammation. So if this test is positive, that means it primarily indicates primary symptomatic apical periodontitis. So here the symptoms are pain on biting and percussion. Very important. Tooth may feel extruded in the later cases and variable mucosal tenderness. The radiograph may be normal, but it may show any PDL widening. Coming to the treatment and prognosis, very important is to remove the cause, that is, adjust the occlusion, treat the pulpal infection, or correct any iatrogenic cause. So these are the treatment of primary symptomatic apical periodontitis. Okay. So this is it. Thank you so much for your cooperation. And to learn the entire chapter in detail with flowchart, diagrams, and case-based explanation and exam MCQs, download the Dentospedia app today and start mastering the endodontics with clarity and confidence. Thank you.